Yo, Breezy.
Yes, sir.
I heard that certain people are going a little wishy-washy when it comes to what they see and how they analyze things. Well, guess what? We're going to talk about all of that and more on today's episode of No Harm, No Foul. Ready to get it?
Get it. Let's get it.
Nope. We here. We here. Okay. I heard that Tanner Mordecai was running with the twos today. Not Josh Dobbs, not Brandon Allen, but Mordecai.
I didn't hear
Did
that.
you hear
I
this?
heard that those guys, they all were running. They were mixing them up. But that's what's up. Good job, Tanner. Maybe
That's gotta be-
hands on that rotative thing.
But that's definitely got to be a step in the right direction if Mordecai can get in with the twos, right?
Not if they're on some type of rotative schedule. Because Brock
You
Purdy
think-
ones, and then you're gonna rotate the other guys in. I heard Josh Dobbs didn't look good, and Brandon Allen clearly is the quarterback 2 right now.
Clearly, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, QB2.
So I think
So-
they might rotate them in. All right, you're gonna get a day with the twos, see how well you do, get a good evaluate. And all right, I tell you what, Jobs, you'll get a day with the twos. You know, it's funny because like when you're evaluating the quarterbacks, you gotta realize like if you got a quarterback in there and he's with the threes, he's not gonna make these threes look great. I mean, they threes. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
so like,
the threes are threes, and then the quarterback is
yeah, but that's my point.
usually not a one.
Right. But my point is he's not throwing to top tier talent like if he was in there with the ones that know the routes, that know the plays, that know this, that know that. It's a little difficult when you're all learning.
So the quarterback could look worse when he's running with the threes than what he actually is what you're saying.
That to me, that would be my preface. Like, like that would be my thing. Like if he was running with the twos and he still looked bad and he's a backup quarterback, then that's a problem. But it all comes down to continuity too. Like it comes down to, that's what make, camp. Like if you're quarterback 2, you should run with the twos. If you're quarterback 3, you run with the threes. And then you got to rotate that fourth guy in, right? With the threes.
Well, yeah, because there's not often a fourth guy. So when you do have one, you gotta keep.
You gotta
it fresh,
find a way to,
gotta give it a couple
like.
reps.
And so I think it all comes down to reps, bro, right? Like, so, like, it's hard to evaluate. Like, Brock, when he was quarterback 3, he had to share the load with, oh, my God, who did we sign? And we released him. We had to pay his guarantees. That quarterback, can't think of his name.
It wasn't Nick Mullins.
Nope. It was,
CJ Beathard.
nope.
We signed him, you said.
He was here. He was from Philly, and we had to pay his guarantees even though we released him, but Brock beat him out.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
He had
Hold
just
on, wait.
Nate
Nate
Sudfeld.
Sudfeld. Yeah,
you.
good job, Abdulio.
Abdulio.
I don't know if I said that right, but oh wait, I got to change it to black. I forgot to change it back to black. I'm sorry. My apologies, man. Listen, but wait, man, how you doing, bro? Like, I know you started the day hot. You was mad at me because apparently I misled you with some information about the
You
weather.
said that the heat wave was over with.
It is though. It ain't been in the 90s
It's not
no more.
over with. Just because it's not in the 90s don't mean it still don't be hot. The humidity is on an all-time high, so it makes a 85 day feel like it's 105.
So Wayne started the morning off like just mad beef. Like I'm wiping the eye boogers out my eye.
Yeah, because when
he was like, "Yo, you said it was gonna be."
Because when I left the house at 7:30, I'm expecting it to be breezy, not breezy, but like cool, and it was muggy. and so I didn't expect it to be muggy.
Mm. Mm. Oh wait, are the Olympics back on right now?
Yeah, the women. Congratulations to the women gymnastics team. They won the gold medal. Gold medal! Congratulations. Let me see if I can get my claps. Hell yeah!
And that's the whole team?
Whole damn team.
I forgot that the Olympics were back on today. There was nothing on yesterday. Somebody asked a question and said, "Are you mad at Kerr for benching Tatum?"
So that was when the USA basketball team played Serbia, and Tatum didn't play the whole game. Kevin Durant came back, and there was no Tatum and there was no Tyrese Halliburton, and so I got my takes on it. But I haven't even talked about that. I've been so 49er, embedded into the content. I'm not really looking at it's not exhibition, but I'm not really looking at an extracurricular thing for the the champion of the world, which is Jason Tatum. So
I understand that.
what I
man.
do
So-
know is Steve Kerr, good luck when the Celtics play the Warriors, though. That's going to be interesting.
Oh, so you think it's going to be some leftover animosity?
Absolutely. We say that people don't hold on to stuff. Everybody holds on to stuff.
Well, that's kind of the point of today's show. I'm so glad you said that, Wayne. I know you ain't. I don't think you did it on purpose, but that boy is good. That boy is good.
I have
right
no
there.
idea what you're talking about, but it's all good.
No. Well, you're going to have an idea. So I tweeted something out, and people seem to take offense to it, Wayne. And I want to get your take on it. I want to know your thoughts on it. I'm going to share the screen here. All right. And I'm going to blow this up, and I want to make sure that we don't
Okay, so you know what's
hide.
funny? When I read, it's so selective when I read things because I'm an end game person. Does that make
Okay.
do I need to explain that to you? Like
Does that mean that you don't care what somebody does in practice? Is that what you're
no,
saying?
no. Meaning just in things like I'm kind of like a project based type of a learner, right? So I'll just go dive into the project, no instructions, and figure stuff out as I go along the way. So like when I was reading this, I thought I read something where you said 49er fans who are trashing Trey Lance. So then I commented and I thought I used the word trashing, but then there was a particular person who made me feel like I didn't read what you said. And I'm like, okay, maybe I didn't read it. So let me just deflect and, keep everybody cool. And then here it is. 49ers fans who are trashing Trey Lance are weird. So that's the whole point of this whole conversation.
That was the statement.
It had nothing
Just
to do with
right
Brock
there.
Purdy. Nothing whatsoever. It's just the trashing Trey Lance are weird. So let's
Right.
talk about it.
Why are they still checking on him, Wayne?
That's number one.
It's just practice.
Okay, so now when you say that,
Mm.
I feel like that's where the
Yo,
that's where the seesaw begins.
maybe, right? But see,
No,
it's funny
there's
how
no
God
maybe.
works. Oh, no. It's funny how God works because sometimes he know we about to go live. He'll just put one right by the rim. He'll put one right by the rim. All you got to do is just, it's right there, right? Easy buckets. Easy buckets. You probably didn't even got to touch it. And then so number 3 was why in the same day didn't you post about Purdy in all of his
So now you're talking to specific fans,
yes.
content creators.
Yes.
You know what's funny?
Hmm.
The content creators that got mad and tried to justify the interceptions. So can I ask you an interception? Or let me ask you, is an interception an interception?
I mean, or a touchdown.
Is a touchdown a touchdown?
Right. So I think
Doesn't
what
matter
I'm saying.
how
Right,
the
it's just-
touchdown is the touchdown. It's a touchdown, right? It's all worth 6
Right.
points. Whereas
Right.
an interception is a turnover, right?
a turnover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The context, like I know people want context. I know that has to be a part of Americans' thing. It's got to have context. But At the end of the day, an interception is an interception. I don't care if his offensive line is not there. I don't care if it's whatever. And don't hit me with this just practice, because if that's the thing that you're going to say in number 2, then shouldn't it be it's just practice for any quarterback? I don't see the Baltimore Raven fans trashing Lamar Jackson for throwing interceptions and stuff like that.
But if Baltimore Raven fans were trashing Lamar Jackson, it would be okay. You know why?
Because it's their quarterback. Like,
it's their
I see what you're saying.
Quarterback.
So why they're not trashing Brock Purdy?
Well, and it was just 3, and he was just practicing. Did you hear what he did today?
He threw 4 interceptions today.
On 5 attempts.
He had 5 attempts. So his 5 attempts.
No. He had more than that. Let me be clear what I'm saying.
On 5 attempts, he threw 4 picks. Gotcha.
Yes.
Was that back to back?
I think it was back to back, blink,
a completion,
back to back.
Oh no! Oh damn!
But here's my point though. Here's my point. Those same people that were like jovial about these weird ass inaccurate passes, which they weren't all interceptions by Trey Lance. I matter of fact, I don't think I saw. I wasn't looking for it, but I kept seeing like Trey Lance on my timeline. It was Niner fans.
They focus on like, first of all, if you're a Niner fan, like, why do you care?
That goes to number 1. Why are you still checking on him?
He's not a 49er. So if you're a Niner fan, like why do you care? Like, I like Trey Lance. I support Trey Lance, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even check anymore. Like he's no longer a Niner. Do I want him to succeed? Absolutely. I want every player to succeed. But I'm not going to check on this kid. If this kid threw 4 touchdowns in practice, I wouldn't give 2 flying fucks.
It wouldn't make my radar if y'all didn't put it there. And that's my point.
I got you, bro.
And even if it did, I'd be like, oh, cool. I'm not going to quote tweet it and be like, we should have never got rid of it, all that stuff. None of that. If I see it, cool. I'm not putting energy. I'm not making laughing posts. I'm not making crying posts.
Yo, there's specific content creators. F the fan. Like, I'm not even talking about the fans. Fans, you can fan. You can fan. It'd be content creators that get me. There's one in specific that is a Jimmy Garoppolo fan. You still can't talk about Jimmy Garoppolo to this day.
Shit, I can't. I wish somebody would.
But you can crap on a kid that didn't have an opportunity to develop into the system that drafted him. Don't give me that, they were going to go with him 1 year and he got hurt. Okay, well, he got hurt. And Brock Purdy happened. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad or bitter at how it ended up being. And I'm not saying that because of the result that we got from Brock Purdy, the results we get from Brock Purdy. I'm just saying, like, we all knew that Trey Lance was going to be some type of a project. If you're mad that they traded a lot of draft capital to get Trey Lance, fine. Be mad at that. But leave it, like, move forward. Like, I'm sorry, Mike, did we go to the Super Bowl last year? Or did the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl last year?
I'm pretty sure we went to the Super Bowl last year.
I'm pretty sure it was us. What are we talking about?
What are we arguing about? Right. Let's play a game, Wayne. Let's play a game with the viewers here, okay? So this post from Grant Cohn is from today, less than an hour ago. About an hour and 10 minutes. So it says Purdy just threw 4 picks in 5 throws.
That's
now,
what it was.
The quote, the tweet that he is above, you can't see it. It says this post includes a word you muted. I want to play the game here. Here's the idea
what word you muted, Mike.
That's the game I want to play. I'm gonna read the tweet to y'all, and I want y'all to try to guess the word that I muted that got this post to not show up on my timeline. It says Brock Purdy is dominating. He has yet to throw an incompletion. He just followed up the 60-yard deep touchdown to Deebo Samuel with an off-schedule deep 60-yard touchdown toss to Christian McCaffrey, lofting the ball over the defense as he moved away from pressure to his left.
Oh, I got to ask you about Brock Purdy not being able to make plays under pressure. You said something. Somebody hit me up on my
Oh, here
Instagram
you
live.
go.
I have some motherfucking Lulu. What you thought I
Here
wasn't
you
gonna
go.
do it? I don't
Oh,
know
Lord.
where your brain is or where it goes. I just know that was to the left, what you said. When a play breaks down, Brock doesn't make a play.
I said no, I never. I don't know
Okay, so
why
so
people
say what
think
you
that.
said. Say what you
No,
said.
so what it
please.
is somewhere in that 30-minute clip that happened with me and the 49ers Hive guys, I must have said something along those lines. Wayne, I was drinking. I don't know exactly what I said. I
Okay,
must have
yeah.
said something along the lines of Trey Lance doesn't, I mean, God, look at me. Brock Purdy doesn't make plays all the time when a play breaks down like a Patrick Mahomes.
So
Because he doesn't.
Well, Patrick doesn't all the time make the play neither, but it's
Who's more
definitely
likely to make a play?
No, I
if
mean,
if
come
the
on,
play
that's
breaks
not
down?
fair. I mean,
But
obviously,
no,
it's
that
Patrick
is fair
Mahomes.
when you have to give up an
It's not
offensive lineman and a
because
wide receiver.
No, well, the difference between the two, Patrick Mahomes is an off-schedule quarterback. He was that in Texas Tech. He is that in the NFL. If Andy Reid didn't conform to that, Patrick Mahomes would probably struggle in the NFL. Hence, let's get back to this Trey Lance situation. Because if they would allow Trey Lance to play to his strengths, I wonder how Trey Lance would be as a quarterback. It's like you draft a kid and then you want to make him what you want him to be, and you don't utilize what he has and what he's great at, and then you get mad. People get mad when he struggles. And I'm like, I never saw Trey Lance in North Dakota State be a quick processor because he didn't have to be. He always had time to allow plays to develop, and he was throwing the ball all the way down the field as far as he could, and he had wide receivers to catch passes and stuff like that. Which is funny because when he became a 49er, he was asked to be the exact opposite. But how come he was always on point hitting a deep receiver down the field? I just help. And I'm not saying that has to be the end game or the end all be all for a quarterback, but why not incorporate those in your playbook? And that's when I have issues with coaches like Kyle Shanahan when you're not utilizing players to their strength. I think we had this argument. I can't remember if it was me and you or me and Nitty Gritty Mose, where Kyle just doesn't. He has to be better at utilizing the players for their strength. And I get it, but players got to still go out there and execute the plays. So it's so weird. But I feel
So you
like
go and get a guy with no strengths, and you can run your offense the way you want to with a guy like
Brock Purdy.
dun 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 dun.
No, I got this.
Now,
This is a better one. Okay.
all right, I like that. I like that. What was the word? What word do you think in here I have muted? It's so obvious once you find out what it is. So I see people saying lofting. I saw somebody say Lombardi. Is it Brock? Is it Purdy?
I think it's one
Probably
of Brock
not
Purdy.
because Grant showed up, and Grant has Purdy in it. So why would I?
So
why
it
would
could be
I-
Brock.
It could be. It's not.
Of course it's not.
It wouldn't be dominating.
Just say the goddamn word. No one's gonna guess this word.
It's Debo.
Why was your word Debo?
When I told y'all I hold a grudge, when I told y'all I don't forget. When that man liked that jersey swap, are you making a note of what time? I hear you typing. Are you making a note when I say this? When I say that man liked the jersey swap, and I was never gonna forgive him for doing that, I muted his name on every social media platform.
That's fine. He don't care.
I didn't mute Samuel. I just muted Debo. Then I felt bad because, Debo passed, and then I felt like I should have seen more of the Debo joints. You know what I'm talking about? Like when the real
tiny
actor, Tiny Liston, not
Tiny
Liston.
Lister.
Is it Liston?
Lister.
Oh yeah, when he passed.
Junior.
But yeah, so I felt like I should have seen some more of those tweets, and I did myself a disservice by having the word Debo tweeted. So I think we got to encourage people to just keep that same energy. So Wayne, this one here is called Admit Your Bias. Now, the reason I did that whole exercise and with the muted word is because I have a bias against Debo. While I like him as a player and I understand his value, I have a bias. You guys will hear me talking, and Wayne will be like, Mike, say something positive about Debo. And I'll just start cracking up, right? Because I got to put my bias aside in order to do it. Admit your bias is the name of today's episode. Wayne, I want you to admit a 49ers bias that you have that people may not know that you have, other than thinking that we're going to win the Super Bowl every season.
I don't have any biases.
Nah. I don't want to hear that. Well, okay. Well, you just said that you don't think Kyle can use his players to their strengths. You don't think that's a biased opinion?
That's not a bias.
Why not? You were too close to the Kyle Shanahan.
It's an opinion, but it's not a bias.
So now you don't have any biases.
I'm sure I do, but like I can't tell you any biases that.
Well,
I
then
have
give me a
other than-
non-football bias. Like I think 90s hip hop was the best. Like late 90s, early 2000s.
The 90s era was the best. Period.
Northeast though, like I'm talking New York.
No, 90s
Jersey,
era
Philly.
was the best. Period. Like everything about the 90s, from fashion to music, from like everything about the 90s was dope. It was like it wasn't the weird 80s experimentative era. It was like, okay, 80s, we got an identity. We got some colors, we got some dance moves, we got music, and the music was so dope all across the platform. The acting was crazy, the sitcoms, the TV shows, the movies, like everything about the 90s was dope. Even the bad parts.
2000 sitcoms were better than 90s sitcoms.
I disagree.
Although the 90s were more iconic and pivotal in our lives. Like I could sing the theme song to every 90s sitcom.
Right. But
and never even
in
watched
the
the show.
2000s, they were allowed to, the censorship changes, and they were allowed to say a little bit more curse words. But that didn't make the shows better.
Got better.
I didn't think
that's
so.
not true, bro.
I didn't think so.
The shows got more intense.
I think it's more
real.
creative. It was more creative when you don't say the curse words. Like, but you want to, but you
I'll
don't.
give you that.
That's what made Cosby Show so dope to me. Because I
He
know
says,
he wanted to cuss
my
out.
bias. Who?
Oh,
All
Bill
of
Cosby? No.
Yeah.
I know Bill Cosby wanted to curse everybody else, especially Claire.
Yeah, Claire. Nah, man. His eye rolls to Claire, bro. Dan the Corn Man says, my bias is Joe Montana is the greatest white boy of all time.
He said greatest. Oh, shoot. He did say that. He meant quarterback, though.
How do you figure the W and the Q are next to each other? I had to look down at my key. I'm sorry.
Why did I like
I had to look at my keyboard. Keyboard.
Did you see me look down?
I did. So, Ben, you can send me a GIF, but if you put the word Debo in it, I won't see it.
That's kind of I
won't
never knew that. Like, I got to start using the mute factor. I'm just going to mute 49ers.
Oh, yeah. During politics times and all that stuff, I mute. I don't
didn't
want to
know
see
that.
none of that shit on my timeline. Yeah, man. I definitely do that.
Yo,
So,
I looked down
come on,
and
man.
saw the Q and the W, like the quartery, sorry. Like, that is crazy. But nah, I'm sure I have biases. Is that a bias? That he's the greatest quarterback because he's a 49er? Is that a bias?
No, that's definitely a bias because Tom Brady
Really?
is better than him. Yeah, Tom Brady, Joe Montana.
First of all, let me hear this. I think Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but I don't think he's the best quarterback. I think Joe Montana was the better quarterback.
No, Tom Brady was the better quarterback.
No,
for sure.
Joe Montana was the better quarterback, but Tom Brady was the greatest of all time.
There's
Mike, you're
nothing-
funny though. That
Oh,
was so dope.
Jesus.
Mike said white
What?
boy, but that's what he wrote.
I read it. And see, like, don't bother me talking junk. He said, I read QB. Mike said white boy without skipping the B. I thought that's what he meant. I'm so sorry. I wasn't offended by it. I read that shit and kept it moving.
Yeah, I know what time it is.
I
No
wasn't
harm,
offended.
no foul. Wait, Felicia says I have a Michigan bias. So let's talk about my bias. Y'all tell
See?
me
Thank you,
my
Felicia.
biases.
Where my bell at? Oh, my bell is somewhere over there.
Let me find
That's
the
right.
bye Felicia sound that I got.
No, we don't want to hear no bye, Felicia. She absolutely right. You lucky I ain't got my bell over here.
How
man.
do I have a Michigan bias? Like, what does that mean? That I get
You
excited?
sat here this offseason and tried to explain to us how Ronnie Bell could be wide receiver 3.
I did not explain to you how he could be
left.
wide receiver 3. That is not what I said. I said he makes this roster. Don't try to put words in my mouth, bro.
You said if they don't bring back Juwan Jennings,
I said he could
Ronnie
make this
Bell
roster.
you said he was going to make the roster all like
Oh,
the
okay.
whole time, with or without Jawan Jennings. I'm
Yeah,
talking
but
about
what's wrong
before
with me
Jennings,
saying that he can make wide receiver 3? I gave my points.
because it's a bias. He had
That's
like
not
4 catches all year.
and
That's
3
a
of them were
bias
for touchdowns. How's that a fucking bias? The dude produced
because
points.
he didn't do anything.
At the end of the day, he got us 18 fucking points.
You see how you yelling? That's
No,
bias speaking.
it doesn't make sense. That's not a bias.
No,
That's not a bias.
I think. Come on, y'all. I look. See, she said, "You know what it is, Wayne." Stevie Wonder can see that bias.
that's not a bias. So okay, if that's my favorite team, but so if it's my favorite team and I root for those players, that means I'm biased. Maybe I don't understand the bias definition.
So, all right. So you don't know what bias means.
No, I do know what bias mean, motherfucker. I'm saying maybe I don't understand what it mean, which y'all asking me. That's what I'm saying.
But what if you don't? It's okay if you don't. Let's read it together on the show, and let's learn. Here, I got it right here. It's okay.
I got it right here too. Bias, prejudice, or favor against one thing, person. Prejudice in favor of or against one thing, one person. So then that means we're all biased for the 49ers.
Yes, and that's why I wanted a specific 49ers related bias. I told you that. I have my biases.
But I'm trying to think of a specific 49er related bias.
Like, and his was that Joe Montana is the greatest quarterback of all time. And that's just not true.
So me saying that Jerry Rice is the greatest player of all time in any sport is a bias.
But see, like, I agree with that, though. And it's not because – and Jerry Rice is not even my favorite wide receiver on the 49ers. So that's no bias speaking. I just think that work ethic and that longevity, no one is touching that in any sport. Like, that's – so I agree with that statement.
So that's a bias? That's not so biases – but biases are opinions. But if the number – okay, this is, I think, where I get confused, right? If you have factual things to back it up, does that make it a bias still?
No.
That's okay. Okay.
It eliminates it from being a bias.
Okay. Right.
Right. So, okay, watch this, right? Mike McGlinchey was better than what people gave him credit for. That is a local, because he grew up down the street from me. His parents lived down the street. Like, all right, that's a local bias. I'm going to support my guy.
Gotcha.
Right?
In favor
Mark
of the
says
dude.
here, right, Mike got a Jersey guy's bias. Anytime I find out somebody's from Jersey.
Now, see, that I understand. That makes perfect sense because every time there's a Jersey dude, you are going for that Jersey dude.
I be going crazy for him, right? Remember what
so
was the
I
white
guess
dude's
every
name
time
that I
there's
wanted?
but I don't go crazy over all the Michigan dudes.
How many Michigan guys we drafted in the last 3 years? Oh, last year we did 2. And how you feel about those
So
guys?
I
They
must
make the
got a
roster?
bunch of biases then because don't I go crazy over other people that wait, that's weird. I'm just biased about the 49ers, period. So then that's what it is. It's 49ers
That's not
or
true
nothing.
because you'll turn around and call somebody trash on the 49ers. You don't think that every player on the Niners is the best. What's the white guy's? Kevin White. Kevin White. That's the receiver. Remember I was going crazy for Kevin White.
Oh,
he made the
played
practice
for the
squad
Bears.
one year.
Yeah, and then he came to
Here,
I remember that.
yeah, and I'm like, oh, Kevin White's gonna be out. Like I'd be going crazy for my Jersey guys. I want you to dig deep and give me like a good bias that Wayne has. Like you got to have something like
maybe Felicia was right. It's got to be the Michigan bias then. I don't care if that person was the water boy. If they become a 49er and they came from Michigan, that's the best water boy.
That's the best water boy.
Yo, so she'll go Felicia. High five.
Ever seen.
I got a Michigan bias. I definitely got a Michigan bias. Now that I understand that it's because I'm in favor of them, blah blah blah. No matter what, I got you. Can't prove it, but I'm in favor of it. Got you. Oh,
okay, all right.
What?
I don't. You know what does this mean? What's he talking?
By default, with his height, he leads the league with balls shooting up when he doesn't catch them.
What's this a reference to?
I gotta ask him. That's why we're here.
I mean, I scrolled and I don't see.
If Bell, talk about Ronnie Bell. If Bell keeps letting balls fly into his arms, into harm's way, he doesn't catch it and he won't make it.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Look, there's 2 goats. There's the goat, like the animal, and then there's this goat, greatest of their era.
I never heard of this.
And
goat.
I still don't think Joe Montana was the greatest of his era.
Because you probably got
this. No, I don't know if he made this up, but I like this.
You probably got
because Montana and Brady did not play in the same era.
No, they didn't. But you probably got
So Montana,
God, Dan Marino, he was
I
great in
do.
that era.
Yep.
You have him better
He's
than Joe
better
Montana.
than Joe Montana was. Yeah, if Dan Marino's on this 49ers team, they'd have won 18 Super Bowls, bro. Like,
What
it's
about John
crazy what they
Elway?
would have done. I think John Elway was more of a liability. I think John Elway, that reckless Brett Favre type player that could also lose you a game, even though he had like great physical attributes.
I thought John Elway was not the gunslinger like a Brett Favre. Brett Favre pissed you off. I don't think John Elway
I meant
did
risk
things.
taker. You think
Yeah,
gunslinger
but
and risk
nah,
taker are the same?
because Brett Favre wasn't the ultimate risk taker, but he was a gunslinger. Like, he was coming out guns a blazing, shooting, throwing, throw 500 yards a game if he had to. That was
Right.
That to me was Brett Favre, and he would do things that would piss you off. So I guess that's where the risks come in. But
Jack says, I have a content creator's bias. I know, and I be bigging you up for your content creator bias. I be singing your
David
praises.
Lombardi. Read the chat. Don't talk about David Lombardi in this chat.
Wait, she be going to war for David Lombardi?
It's in the chat.
And that's why she started the show with.
Tisa said that's a bias, Wayne. Jeez, dang, I didn't want to. I didn't know that was a bias. It's okay. Look. One thing about me, I'm okay if I'm wrong. I'm not gonna lose sleep. All I know is Ronnie Bell scored 3 touchdowns. Ain't no different than them trash ass tight ends we had who could score in the red zone when their number was called. We cheered them on for getting points.
Okay, I got to get to one more thing before we get out of here, and I know we over the 30 minutes. Just bear with me, right? So this don't bother me. He says here, I hate comparing eras because rules change, speed changes, too many things change,
technology changes,
right? So speaking of rules changing, is this new NFL kickoff onside kick? Is that official now? Because everyone keeps reporting it like it's like official.
Honestly, I don't really care. Like,
No, Wayne. This is big. If what they're saying is true, like the whole game is different, bro.
Well, they already changed the kicking rule, like for the kickoff team, right? So that's different. And so I'm
the
not
location.
sure. Right, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
So okay, I'll show you. I'll read it and I'll show it. Hold on. Let me put it in my WhatsApp real quick.
So I'm trying to think of some other 49er bias that I have.
Yeah, please, because you got them.
Can somebody else give me some other biases that I have? Because I really don't have any other biases.
It's crazy that you don't, like, see, that's how convicted you are by them that you don't even recognize them. And that's the nuts part.
So now you're calling me nuts?
Well, it's if you don't recognize it, yes, then that's the crazy part.
Because I don't care about being biased. I think that's what it is. I'm gonna fight for what I believe in. Does that make sense?
Yo, maybe I'm a psycho. Because normally someone has to tell you have a bias. I'll be the first one to say, I know it's my bias speaking. Like normally someone has to tell you that something's off with you. Like I know where my faults are. I think.
So having bias means you're at fault?
Yeah. Yes. A bias is definitely a negative thing. Yeah, for sure. It's nothing positive about having a bias. All right. So check this out. Here's the rules for the NFL.
So believing in something is
blindly.
Negative.
Blindly, yeah. Blindly believing and supporting, absolutely. Bro, I rode with Mike McGlinchey to the very end. And I knew that he was a liability. All right, so in addition to like where they can kick off from and when teams can touch the ball and all that stuff, and if it kicks and lands here and then goes out the back of the end zone, then they get it on the 10-yard line, the 15-yard line.
Oh, okay, I like this. This is kind of cool, Mike.
You like this?
So onside kicks are illegal before the fourth quarter. So you cannot try an onside kick before the fourth quarter. So no surprises there. I love it.
No. See, that right there literally changes the Super Bowl history because remember that Saints.
It doesn't matter Super Bowl history that it changes. We talk about this year, this season, right now, moving forward.
This is why don't tell me.
But rules, Mike, are implemented every single freaking year. And we can't go back and be like, oh, we had this rule. Yo, you didn't. So move past it. So I actually kind of like this. Let's go to the second part. Team must be losing to kick an onside kick. See? That's dope. That's dope to me. That's dope. And then team must declare intention to kick on. Now, this I love. You ever play Madden, Mike? Hold up, bro. You ever play Madden?
Jesus in heaven.
You ever play Madden and they go for an onside kick and you don't know it and you don't have enough time to switch your junk to onside kick?
Can't auto it quick enough. You get the square and the things pop up and then
you got your regular kickoff return out there and you hit, bro. You hit. You no hands team, regular blockers,
you got defensive linemen up in the front.
linemen. You can't. Hey man, from my Madden perspective as a Maddener, I love that part. That's probably the best part. Like, hey man, you gotta let them.
That's a Madden bias.
That's a Madden bias. That's a that for some reason, Mike, they play Madden too. I don't know where else they would think of implementing that type of a rule. But it's just like, yo, let me know so I could put the right. You know what it does though? It prevents certain injuries, right? Because now you're putting your hands team up there, you know, to pluck a ball with a fingernail or whatever like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of like it's more of a safety thing. I really feel like they're trying to take just kicking out of the game. Period. Kickoff, excuse me. Kickoff. I needed to be specific. Not field goals or extra points.
I don't like this at all. I like the idea that I can catch anybody by surprise when I want to. I remember you can't forget where you were watching that Super Bowl when they did that onside kick out of nowhere to start the second half. Like, bro, what? People were going crazy in that Hooters. It was absolute. I was in Hooters. Ain't no shame in my game. I was in Hooters.
Oh, they got the best wings. Hands down. Like, I don't know a franchise that make better.
You got to get them naked. I didn't know that.
Yo, they got to be naked. They got to be naked. But they're the that franchise. You know, I don't eat at a lot of franchise places. I like to go to like dives. Like I feel like the food is just way more.
Get the
authentic.
mom and pop joints.
Yes,
better customer service and shit. They love you, and they'll slide you some stuff for free if you cool with them. Like,
bro, you ain't never said a thing. So I prefer to go to those type of places when I'm away, when I'm out of town. Like, I'm not looking for TGI Fridays or Applebee's. I'm looking for Apple S or something different. But anyway, yo, I like these. I like these new implementations on the kickoff for onside kicks. This is for onside kicks. I'm sorry. That's a new onside. So I didn't see that, Mike. Thank you. I actually like it. I don't think this is taking the fun out of the NFL. I think this is just making it a little bit more.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, now watch this. Now I'm just one thing. Your team is down by 35, and y'all score on the first possession of the third quarter. You don't think you should have the right to go for an onside kick that early if you want to? If you down 35?
I mean, come on, bro. Like, no.
So when the fourth quarter start and another team has a 5-touchdown lead, just the game's over then. Because the other team is going to kneel on every possession.
They're going to run all the quarter? Nah, that's the thing I love about football, right? Because Mike, you play football. So like if I got a lead like that, then you kind of can predict what the team is going to do because they're going to try to what? Run out the clock. Well, throwing the ball stops the clock on incomplete passes. So if you can set up,
I said they're going to kneel. They're not even going.
Even if they kneel, you know, it's still going to take less time off the clock than running a play. So at the end of the day, you can sit there and get the ball back and have opportune times to score. I think teams still got to play, but I wouldn't if you don't get that onside kick because that's the gamble, right? I don't know the percentage. But if you miss the onside kick, now you're giving the team that's whipping your ass great field position to score again. So might as well just eliminate it, you know, until that fourth quarter. And
that's the gamble. The when you gamble, you are more. If you hit, it's huge. But if you miss out, oh man, you're taking a loss. And that's the gamble. The onside kick in itself.
Laura D comment. What this mean? I'm looking.
It says
for places to eat where the chances of poisoning are at least 25% or higher. So she telling me don't eat out.
So she thinks that only franchises serve safe food.
Oh, that's what I don't know. I don't know if
you
that's
like the hole in the wall joints. You didn't say hole in the wall. What was the phrase you used?
I use dives.
Dives. You said you used the phrase dives. Like
you use mom and pop stores places. So
I like supporting local businesses. If I go to somebody else's town, I want to go to their local spots. You know what I'm saying?
so that means I should eat at the but the franchise places their food. It's just like frozen, full of sodium.
You know why it all tastes the same?
Either way, I'm gonna die. Yeah, why?
It all tastes the same because it's all made the same. They order this shit frozen, they microwave it, and they bring it out.
I'm trying to tell you, like, if you go to one of those restaurants and you
with the
why
old
is it that
grandma
you gotta,
in the backyard, the
why
nano, nana.
No, I'm saying if you go to a chain
Nona.
restaurant, why is it that every time you order your go-to, it tastes exactly the same? Ain't no extra salt, ain't no extra pepper, extra
Nothing.
seasoning, extra Lari's. It tastes exactly
The
identical.
size,
The
every time.
proportion control, everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
it's all.
I mean, if I pray over my food, so yeah, I'm Gucci.
And if we get a little bit of food poisoning, that's cool. It's just a little bit of lawsuit money, you know.
I mean, do you drink alcohol?
10,000 settlement. Me, yes, I sure do. Who you talking?
I mean,
to
when
me?
you go, I mean, you have an option. It's probably a 50%.
He talking to you.
No.
Lollipop
I'm
Laura.
just saying,
Where'd
there's
she
probably
go?
a 50% chance you get alcohol poisoning if you drink too much. So, what's the difference?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
I mean,
when you get a buzz, that is when alcohol poisoning starts to set in. So every
I
time
didn't
you
know that.
drink and you get a buzz or drunk, it is due to alcohol poisoning. It's the reaction in your body. It's just the levels of alcohol.
You're gonna
poisoning.
learn something every day you watch us. You watch.
Welcome to the show, folks. Welcome to the show. All right, man. So, own your truths, guys. Stand in your biases. Admit your biases, and that's all I want people to do. That's what that whole tweet, the David Lombardi
Wait
thing,
a
with me
minute.
blocking Debo.
Didn't I just do that today on this episode?
You found a bias and you stood in it.
Yeah, like see, people think I'm this monster, and I'm not. Like I didn't know me. I knew that was a bias, but I didn't think it was gonna be that serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So like, yeah.
Wayne has some other biases we can't discuss, and it's content creator biases.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, why can't we discuss them? Bump that. Let's go. What time ballet start?
Ain't no ballet today, baby.
Okay, what kind of content creating biases
over.
I got?
Why do you think? How do I say this the right way?
I don't know.
Why do you think the Wayne Breezy channel doesn't have as many subscribers as some of these other channels out there? Don't answer the question. I just want you to say yes or no. It's a bias.
Huh?
Maybe not your bias, but someone else's bias. Why don't you think the Wayne Breezy channel has as many subscribers as some of these other channels that do half the work that you do?
So
bias
you don't want
no?
me to answer it though?
I don't want you to tell me. I just want you to tell me if it's bias or not.
I don't get why that's you're asking me a question, so I don't get why that would be a bias. Like, I thought a bias would be, tell me the bias.
Do you think the bias is why the numbers are the way they are?
The answer that I'm going to give you is the bias.
Yes.
No, it's racist.
Yes?
I'm just messing with you, bro. I'm just messing with you, bro.
See, Don't Bother Me says Wayne doesn't push as hard
I
for
seriously
subscribers.
don't
Okay,
even,
so wait. Now watch this. What does it look like?
I don't know.
What does it look like for someone to push for subscribers? What does that mean?
I have
Don't
no
bother
idea.
me.
I didn't go to subscribing school. Like,
right,
so,
me neither. So I'm assuming that he watches a lot of content and he sees people pushing for subscribers. So let's see. He says other creators vocalize benchmarks of viewers that they want, like 10K, etc. So that's what we got to do.
I mean, yeah. Do we want the subscribers? Yeah, but I also don't like to beg. Like, I feel like that's begging.
But see, I also don't think that this is a real thing. Hear me out.
I was just playing around with the racist stuff, guys. Relax.
If Wayne is sitting at 5,000 subscribers, obviously he wants to get to 6. But saying it, what is that like? Does that mean that someone watching who didn't know he was close to 6 is going to click subscribe? I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. We were joking with the racism shit.
Yeah, I was just trying to make
it's called
Mike
no harm,
laugh
no
because
foul.
he was
yeah.
he told me not to say it. So whenever he tell me not to say something, I'm gonna say it.
He gonna say it. That's just how we work. That's how we work. That's what
you guys act like y'all don't remember growing up. Don't you touch that stove? Why? Because I said don't touch it. I told your ass not to touch the stove. Like, how poor moms, man. Dang, I realized I put my mom through some stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
Kid?
Yeah. I wasn't bad. I was mischief. I was
mischievous.
curious.
I was curious as heck.
Bro.
You know what my problem was? I always wanted to ask questions when you told me a rule. Like, I accept it, but why?
You have to know the why.
I got to understand. Don't just tell me something.
You have to
I gotta
know,
understand.
Mike, I have to know the why. You're not a Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn. I got to know the why. There's a why in everything. What's that song by Jadakiss and Anthony Hamilton singing the hook? That's one of the greatest hooks of all time, too. Why you gotta live in? I can't think of how it go, but I think it's called Why.
It's called Why, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. Yeah.
All that I'm giving.
Yeah.
The pain that I'm giving.
Hey, Steve, hit me up, man, with some text messages because I'm going to need you to ask people to subscribe to my channel and tell them I want 10K. I need you to do it.
Somebody said they hit 10K before the start of the season. They're giving $150.
Well, shit,
That's what we got to do?
I get $300.
That's what we got to do? All right, so if I get to 15,000 subscribers before the start of the season.
How about we do a bet? If I could get to 10, which is far from you're closer to 15 than I am. But if I could get to 10 and you get to 15, collectively we'll give one person that watches the show $500.
$500.
Let's do it. Money ain't a thing, man. I don't give a fuck about money. That junk come and go. Like,
whoa. I ain't going to front now. Hold on. I got 4 kids and a dog. My dog weigh 160 pounds.
I'm just saying you got to give to get. Like, that's what I always believe in.
Now, but we are givers. We are givers on this channel. So let's be very, very clear here now, okay?
Shaquille said that I'm slacking lately.
Yeah, no, he's talking about me. You got to remember. He's talking about, you got to remember what channel we on. I stopped when YouTube just killed my shit. So Shaquille must not be a subscriber to the Patreon because I be getting it in on the Patreon. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Jack's talk about making 1,000. You better add 500 to it. Let me stop. Let me take that back. Let me stop. $500. Yeah. I was doing the trivia, Steven. You know what happened? This is kind of cool because, like we said, we're going to do a Q&A show.
You keep calling him Steven. Can you say don't bother me? Because
my bad. Don't bother me. I feel like I know you.
What's the MI for? Is that Michigan?
No, it just stands for me. It's like me.
Nah, that's the bias. This the bias. It's
definitely
bias.
Not a Michigan.
That's why you on a first name basis with him.
He's definitely not a Michigan fan. But here's what I was thinking. Here's what I forgot what I was thinking.
You was talking about the quizzes that you used to do.
This is what happened. Don't bother me, right? I'm sitting here doing. I subscribe. First of all, I was a teacher, so I had paid for what's the site that I use?
It was called Woot or Loop or Voot or Zoot or some shit like that.
It is, but what's that? Dude, you're saying all the wrong names.
It was some shit I never heard before. It was like Zoot.
But you're saying it right. It's got the oot in it. I can't think of it though. But
it was
Kahoot.
Kahoot. I knew it was a oot in there somewhere.
So I was doing the Kahoot and I loved it. I did it with my kids once a week. You want to know? You can't tell me I wasn't a dope ass bomb ass freaking teacher, Mike. Once a week, I did online assessments, right? From the on whatever I was teaching, right? So Monday through Tuesday was instruction. Wednesday was an assessment online, and I used a different site called Quizlet or Quizit, one of those, right? And I would create. If we were talking about engineering, compression, whatever, musically, whatever we were doing, they would get that assessment. And then after that, Wednesday was a straight assessment day. And then after that, it was the Kahoot challenge. Now, the way I made it intriguing was whoever won, not only did they get, extra points or whatever to add to a low score on a whatever, they also got to pick the next topic.
Yo.
Don't take my ideas. Don't take my ideas
so far. Nigga, you said Kahoot don't exist no more. How am I take the idea?
No, Kahoot does exist, bro. It does exist.
Oh, I thought Steven said that.
I'm trying to tell you what happened.
Down.
I shut it. I had to shut it down because of something else. I'll tell you what it is. I have no problem talking about YouTube. Okay, I have zero problems. So I was doing the Kahoot challenge. You just messed up my whole story. Anyway, the winner
I was hyped for what you were saying.
The winner got to stay on. So like whoever won could pick whatever topic they wanted the next week. And when I tell you, the kids hated that junk, yo. But it made them play because they wanted to change the topics.
Right, the topics from the other people.
Not everybody played video games. Not everybody was into Marvel comics. Not everybody was into Dragon Ball Z. So you had to win. You had to just figure it out. Yeah. And so what I was doing with the Kahoot here with the trivia, I would create these trivias once a week. And then every time I would go and check my videos, Mike, when I see a red flag, I immediately get on it because I don't want my channel to get demonetized.
Shut up. Take a shot at me again on my show and watch what happens.
That's not where I'm going with this, bro. That is not where I was going with this. Anyway,
I've been demonetized since before the Super Bowl, bro. I did a 24-hour stream and they was like, you don't have no original content. See ya.
So anyway, those videos would get flagged, and they told me, and I could not figure out what in the video was flagging me. I wasn't playing music. I wasn't doing anything. They thought I was gambling on live, whatever, which I feel like, can't you do that on YouTube? I guess. And I was giving stuff away, and they didn't like it, and it got flagged every time I did a Kahoot. So that's why I stopped the trivia. So I could do trivia where I read and people pick a question. That's boring. There's no interaction there. I gotta find another way to interact.
So why don't we do? Well, we'll figure it out. I don't want to give out.
But I miss that, bro. I miss coming up with 5 questions. One time it was 10 questions.
How do I make somebody a moderator to block him? Somebody block him now, right now.
Why?
Somebody go block Steven from Michigan. Not doing those shows. Fucking.
I feel bad because I'm whatever.
I'm kidding, by the way.
But
I would do a show with Grant, but last time I did a show with Grant, I made him quit. And he got off.
Well, last time I did a show with Grant was on your channel. And that
wait, were you on here when he started running from the smoke and was like, I got to go get my laundry? Were you on here that show?
Actually, the last show I did with Grant, I think, was on Ryan Hensley's channel, but he ran off too. Like, he said he had to go.
He don't like when people push back.
I'm just a pushbacker.
Pushbacker. Okay, that was close. That sounded a little on the edge, but I like it. All right, it's cool. Listen, man, we got to get up out of here, bro.
No, because I like this. Like, I'm open. I'm just open to bringing great quality content. And I want everything to happen organically.
Hey, guys, I'm doing a show later tonight at about 7 p.m. If y'all want to see Wayne on that show, that's 2 hours from now. Type the word yes in there. I'm putting pressure on him right now. If y'all want to see Wayne on tonight's episode of Nothing But Niners at 7 p.m., type the word yes in the chat right now. And then watch him be like, Mike, I got choir rehearsal. Now, he had choir rehearsal last night, right? So I'm look up. There's a yes. There's a yes already. Right? Like, so I'm going to put some pressure on him. If I get 5 yeses, Wayne, I only got 40 viewers. If I get 5, with mad S's. Look at Steven. Look, Lollipop Laura said yes. Wait, where'd she go? There it is right there. Jack said yes. He said, Wayne, be sleeping.
Fish and chips. Will you tell this young fella right here that the way to sleep be happening when you hit 43, bro? Like, if you're at the 43 level of your life, if you made it to level 43, Mike don't realize I get up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Mike gets text messages at 5 a.m. He don't even respond till 8 a.m., which means I already know he ain't up yet. So my clock is a little different, but
okay.
Look at this guy right here, man. You lucky I can't pull up your messages. You looking up. What's going on, J-Dog Boston?
Boston in the bill. I don't know why I always want to bark. Oh, because he got the word dog in there.
I don't go at Mike anymore. Mike.
Wait, what question?
I never really went
what
at Mike.
Bring up.
I tell you what.
That's not true. That's not true.
When the last time I went at you, bro?
You are a natural antagonist. I don't even know if that's the right word. But
so you remember me a natural bad guy?
No, it's not that you're a bad guy, because that's negative, right?
I'm
remember the other day I said
that's negative too.
No, positive for your shit.
Look at J-Dog. I'm 43.
Wait, listen.
I be tired.
Remember the other day I asked you a question and I was like, you just like did not cooperate in school, did you? Like, remember I was asking the question. I was being very direct. It was a Brock Purdy question. You would not answer the question.
Your question wasn't direct. Your question
was super direct.
No, it wasn't super direct. Your question was an open-ended question, which means it didn't have a direct answer. I just had to prove to you why and then you asked me a direct question. And then I gave you a direct answer. It was off air, but that's not how you pose the question to me on air. See, you are too analytically smart for your own self, and you dig too deep. Stop being in too deep, bro. With me,
I'm not.
With me, Mike, I'm not. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. All you gotta do is be blunt. Are you looking at me or are you looking at the camera?
I'm looking. Look at my eyes. Am I making eye contact with you or not?
I can't really tell because I'm looking at you.
Well, what the? How much more?
Our audio sucks. It says mad static. What happened?
Am I on the wrong microphone again?
Am I on the wrong microphone?
No. Whoever said mad static, they gotta fix their headphones. They listening with a wired connection because we got top notch quality over here, baby.
So
I'm looking at you. Are you done? Can I stop doing this?
No, they keep saying that the audio sucks. So
who is they?
I'm reading the chat.
It's one person.
It's everybody. Mad static. Audio breaking up bad. Audit. It's both of us. Audio glitchy. It just be so dumb. I think YouTube. This is YouTube.
It's YouTube. It's YouTube.
This is YouTube.
We only supposed to be on for a half an hour.
No, that's not what it is. I threw YouTube under the bus for flagging my channel.
We did throw shots, and I talk shit about them demonetizing.
Oh, demonetizing you. When we tell you they be watching, that's why this is not on my live channel at the same time. Mike and I were the first people to really go hard at the cross-platform stream, and I'm talking every day. We was hitting them on the head, and then YouTube went and did what they did. So Marty Marr 49er says it's clear now, and then the mic work. He said as soon as we
talking positive, watch the mics work.
So listen,
hey
YouTube.
man, fuck YouTube. All right,
not listen, YouTube. Right, we ain't got no beefs, but damn,
I got a beef.
Why y'all always watching us?
So 7 to 7:30, I will be live on Nothing But Niners. I have officially
wait, hold up, Tony. Hold up. So wait. I miss Nate Dogg though. We saw.
Let's go.
Hey. What was Nate Dogg's best hook?
Hey. Nah, you got to go with
I
the classic.
Got hoes.
Oh, that's my shit. I got hoes
in different areas. Yo, it was so melodic.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Nah, but that ain't the one. It's Regulate.
Nah, that's not the best hook. It was hoes. It was area codes. I mean, but hear me out. Hear me out, Mike. You just asked me to be on the show, and you told everybody at 7 p.m.
And then I said, or 7:30 because
no. Hold up.
I'm trying to get ahead of it. I was trying to get ahead of it. All right.
Hold up. And now, 20 minutes later, you come back and be like, all right, guys, I already asked Wayne. We got to do the show at 7 or 7:30. That is why I'll be on the show. You give me a time, and then you switch it up and you give more options. I don't like if 7 o'clock or 7:30. Can't be both. Pick one.
What time works for you?
7 o'clock. I need to get this shit over.
We're doing 7 o'clock.
Okay.
We're doing 7. I'm getting off of here. I got to go to my father-in-law's. I got to hook up his antenna on top of his house, and I got to do.
So that means the show's going to start at 7:30, y'all. I can tell you that right now.
No, it don't either. Oh, this is me. Oh, you don't know. Antenna's not like our grandparents' antennas. I'm throwing that shit on the top and just hope it hang like an anchor. What's them things called? Remember back in the day they used to think they throw them joints on the top of the castles and climb up? That's what I'm doing with this. I'm not going out there staking nothing down. These digital is plastic. It's this big.
Bro, you remember the old school big antennas with the wires and the grates and they crossed each other, bro?
I got one in my garage.
I think in the movie Gremlins. Do they still make
those? It's like 7 feet wide. And then inside my garage, it's like this thing I could turn to angle that joint. Like it's got the CB radio and all that shit. I have no idea what that shit is for.
Right, let's get off the house when I
bought it.
Because the audio's jacked up. We don't cross stream. So whatever's on Nothing But Niners, we want all the support to go there. and then Mike reciprocates that when we do the shows on the way.
Let me ask you this question before we get off of here.
Fish and Chips wants to know: are you using ladders?
Nah. I just told you I'm hooking that shit up. I'm throwing that. I'm dead ass. I'm not climbing up on nothing.
Remember when we used to throw our sneakers on the wires? I never understood why we did it.
Oh no, I never sold. I wasn't that kind of hustler.
That's what that meant?
Yeah.
I didn't know it had a meaning. Oh shit.
Wait, like, why everybody keep coming to my door?
I didn't know what that meant. Yo, let me get off the show, bro, because we'll be here for another hour. Might as well just tell your cousin you do it tomorrow.
You really didn't know what that meant?
I never knew if you threw the sneakers over the what is those wires? The wires.
Yes, the electrical wires.
That means you was a drug dealer.
That means that's where it's at. You get it here. That's what the sneakers meant. That's the house with it.
I didn't know why.
Oh yes. I've never seen this the other way around on the show with me and you. It's always me losing my black card. I told y'all where I grew up. What's up? Huh? Look.
She ain't know that shit.
Oh, let's go.
Now people gonna start talking about like they knew that. Don't bother me. You knew that. I got you. This people gonna talk about they knew that. They ain't know that. They ain't know. Y'all the only two people in here that even knew that. Nah, don't throw me under the bus. Don't do that to me.
I'm asking my wife. She white. You gonna win? Can you come here real quick so the microphone can pick you up?
If she loses, I get my card back.
Okay. I just need the microphone to pick you up. She white. What does it mean when the sneakers are on the telephone line in the middle of the hood? You don't know?
Give me my goddamn card back.
She said she don't remember.
All right, Wayne. I just thought it was a game.
You're safe.
I thought it was a game, and to get
it was not a game.
To get
it was the game.
Thank y'all so much. No team is safe when the Niners are on the prowl. I'm Breezy. That's Mike. This is No Harm, No Foul.
You did it. You did it right. We out. That's the wrong outro. Wait, that's